What's up, YouTube? So, in this video, I'm going to be talking about Myles Murphy, edge rusher from Clemson. He's 6'5" and 275 pounds. I know a lot of people were talking about him as like the number 2 or number 3 guy, depending on where people are putting Tyree Wilson. I don't see Myles Murphy quite as high as other people do. I think he is an interesting player, and he does bring some things to you, but I don't see him as that. But I'll talk about the traits I've seen on film. He does squeeze and set the edge well, which is nice. Some decent ball get off to him, especially for him being a bigger edge rusher. Pretty patient in the run game. Plays with some control, which is nice. I would like him to keep his hand in the dirt. I don't really want to see him as like an outside linebacker too much. I'd rather him be in a 4-3 type of scheme. Has shown the ability to swipe some hands down as well. But one thing I noticed a lot is that he has a bad habit of running down the middle of people, and then that's it. Like, he has an okay bull rush, but he needs a move after that. Like, he'll put his hands in your chest and just try to drive you forward, but most of the time he won't actually get people off of him. He just doesn't. He has a bad habit of doing that, and honestly, once someone has a really good hold of him and he's blocked, he has no backup plan on how to get off of the guy. He just doesn't. Hand placement, that being said, really isn't that great either. Like I said, he will try to drive into people, but where he puts his hands is kind of inconsistent too. He does seem to be naturally strong, which is why he's able to drive people even when his hand placement isn't that good. So that is a thing. He doesn't turn super well either, which is a little bit of why I don't really want him as an outside linebacker. His hips are definitely pretty tight. He's more of just a power rusher, but usually the really good power rushers also have really good technique to make up for the fact that their athleticism might not be as good. But this guy's hands aren't really there right now, so it's just power. With some solid ball get off too, mind you. But I think he needs a lot more development, honestly. He also takes some weird tackling angles at times too. That's something I would like to see him develop as well. I know a lot of people are talking about him as like a top 15 pick. I see this guy as a day 2 guy. I don't think he's a bad player, because a bad player would be like undraftable, get this guy out of here. I don't think that's the case. It's just that people are talking about him as like a top 15 pick and comparing him to other people in this draft. And I just don't think he's up there with some of the other people in this draft. And honestly, this edge rusher class isn't even that crazy. It's really not. But I think there's guys better than him. So, yeah. Also, there are some effort questions, too. There are times where I'll see him kind of like jog more than I would like to, especially in the run game. Like I said, he is a pretty patient guy in the run game, but there are times where, like, if the run goes the opposite direction, he won't, like, go through the effort of running after the running back, which, I mean, I get it. You're probably not going to end up making a play on that, but also you never know what could happen. The running back could fumble. You have no clue. You have no clue what can happen. We've all seen it. We've all seen situations where a big play downfield, like a runner, is just taking off, and somehow a safety ends up punching the ball out. And sometimes players just drop it. Like, it doesn't even always have to be a reason. Sometimes players do just drop the fucking ball. You never know. You never know what could happen. So, yeah. Anyway, that's going to be it for this video. If you liked it, appreciate hitting that like button. Have any questions or comments in the comments down below. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.